Open the mic up. Ready? Okay, good evening, everyone. We're gonna get the meeting started. Official time is 6:07. Commissioner George, can you do a roll call, please?
Chairman Johnson,
Present.
Commissioner Curd,
Present.
Commissioner Hicks, here, Commissioner Watkins,
Here.
Commissioner George, here. And we're just gonna take a roll call around the room. We have Director Lackey,
Present.
Chief McMahon,
Here.
and Chief Holloway, excuse me.
Here.
And then I'll just make sure I have everyone else's name. And so when you're ready.
Here. What's that? Here. Oh, the address. Right.
You spell it for me.
F is in Frank, E-G-R-E.
U.S.
Yep.
Got it. And what's the number, sir?
Officer here.
Officer here.
Officer here. I know it's not. And you're part of fire department animal control. Okay, animal control.
Okay, and of course, we have our mayor, Linda McDonald. Oh. Yeah. Monroe.
All right, I'm gonna deviate just a little bit because we are honored this evening to have the mayor here, and I want to acknowledge that Linda McDonald, and you have the floor, Madam Mayor, if there's anything that you would like to say.
Good evening. Just glad to be here, especially in person. I'm looking forward to, moving this commission forward and doing the great things that you guys are doing. That's right.
Thank you for coming. Happy to have you.
Thank you. All right, with the board commissioners, have you had an opportunity to look over the minutes from the October 4th, 2023 meeting? If everyone's had an opportunity, can I get a motion to accept? Can I get a second?
I'll support with one comment. I had asked for copies of the 6 citizen complaints. And make a certain request that hopefully we can get those.
Okay, let's move that to old business. So when it's time after when we get to commission affairs, okay, let's move on. But other than that, we have a first and a second.
Sorry, one more thing, I'm gonna add here under public comments, Chairman. I look like I didn't complete the sentence this time, I'm going to make sure that I do right under public comments where it says Chairman. We had, it appears, we have public hearing, but like we hear from them. So
Okay, we're saying that, do we have any other changes, deletions, or corrections? Okay, with that, we have a motion, it's been seconded. All those that approve, I'm saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, ayes have, it, motion carries. Okay, well, let's move straight on to the police department. I don't have any comments to make. All right, let's move to the police department, chief again.
Mayor. A couple things I want to go over. We had our Halloween event at the rec center yesterday. It went well. We ran out of candy. We're not stingy. It's one of the other departments. But it's neither here nor there. No, it went good. A lot of kids showed up. It was a good turnout. So that was. We have 2 people in the academy right now that are scheduled to graduate December 7th. Both Highland Park Connections. So we're excited to see them hopefully on the road here pretty soon and to help with our manpower issues.
Did you say December seventh? Sorry.
Yeah, December 7th is, graduation from the academy. We are working on, developing a new record system, to make our record, retention more efficient. We hope to have that up and running here relatively soon. We are also looking to update our FOIA system, actually get a FOIA system to make filling FOIAs a lot easier and to make it to where we can record requests and maintain those records. What else? We are about to get a prescription drug box, Apex, in this building. We've had the permit approved by DEA, and they'll be installing that soon. We're partnered with Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, us and several other police departments in the area. And basically what that is if someone has unused, prescription drugs, they can bring them here, drop them off. There's no questions asked. Put them in the box, and they're collected by the DEA, and ultimately disposed of properly instead of through water system.
Is that all drugs of that narcotic substitute of that nature, or is it just any drug that's a prescription?
Well, I mean, it could include narcotics, it could include different things like that. So yeah, all those things can go in there, contained and collected by the DEA.
Expect that in?
And he's saying about a week or two, we're supposed to have that.
So by the next commission, we should have that.
Yeah, we should have it. So we're pretty excited about that. We're also going to be utilizing that as well. We're updating the policy to where in the event of a death investigation and narcotics are left behind, we'll inventory those, photograph them, collect them, and put them in the box as well. That way these narcotics don't wind up on the streets or in the hands of kids, children, and things like that. So, that'll all be part of this program. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to be, we're looking currently to have a community engagement officer, someone that can be a liaison to the public and between the public and the police department, and plan events as such that individual will be responsible for creating a community engagement calendar. And we hope to distribute in advance so everyone has prior notice and plan some of these fun events. In the process of, it's been a long process. We've been working on it for a while, but we hope to have it wrapped up here soon. We're consolidating our property room. As you know, we flooded over at City Hall a while ago, and that's kind of what made us transition over here. And we've created secure places within this building, this whole property. And so we're moving, we're basically completing that process. We expect to have that done relatively soon as well. We recently worked with the state and the courts to close out our CCH records. While auditing some of our systems, we discovered that some of our individual CCH records did not have dispositions.
And Chief, for those in the public that don't know what the CCH is, can you explain that so they're working knowledge of?
Sure. So basically, the CCH is your criminal history record. In the event that you're arrested and you're fingerprinted and processed, charges are put in a system for your CCH. The problem that we discovered was if there's no disposition, sometimes charges are dropped. Sometimes we choose to not seek charges later on if we get more information. And some of those records weren't getting updated. And so someone would go to get an apartment or get a job, someone would run their background, and these things would show pending. And so we're in the process of closing all of those out and making sure that we have disposition for every single one of those records. So someone's not victimized if they try to get a job and, you know, there's no pending disposition. We wanna make sure those are all closed out.
So let me ask you a question. I understand if we get arrested, we gotta get paid back and all that, and you should close it out, but when it comes to the court, you know, their end of it, some of that has to do because it's not all on the police department if they choose to, you know, close it out or dismiss it, but it still shows pending or it doesn't have a disposition after every approval. That part is on the court, not your department, correct?
Correct. So that's why we partnered with the court and we had some additional training in that area and learned about some new, you know, some updated systems that allow us to close those CCHs out and make sure no one slips through the crack. And the court's on board with them as well. And, you know, so we're working hand in hand to make sure that these records are caught up.
How far are we going back?
We pull records back to, yeah, I think it was 5 years ago. So, after that, some of those records purge out if there's not a disposition. So, a lot of them beyond the 3-year mark will start to, some of them can close out. So we're working on updating all of that stuff.
Okay, so so we got going back 5 years, so just for the public, so say something falls through the cracks. So when I used to run CCH, it may something that was 10 years ago that was still just pending, right?
Right.
Do we have something in place if that does happen for somebody to come to the police department and say, hey, this was dismissed or there was never a charge, this was 10 years ago, it's still coming up on my CCH? Do we have anything in place to help those people out since we're only actively going back 5 years?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we encourage people to come to the police department. They'll get with our records department. Our records will get with the court. We'll make sure that there was some type of closure if there were charges sought. We'll find out what the disposition was, and we can either close it out, we can remove it. It really depends on what the final outcome was through the judicial system. So, you know, all of those records are based on the findings of the court, you know, or if charges were actually authorized by the prosecutor. So, you know, that's definitely something we want to clear up because we've discovered that some people have these things lingering and they need closure. So we're working on that. From what I see, we're definitely not the only agency in the state that has that problem. But to my knowledge, you know, we've actually reached out for help and they've agreed to help us. So we're going to try and get caught up on it. I think that's all I got.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah,
Commissioner Hicks?
I did have a question on the community police liaison. Is that person actually a police officer and is trained as such, or what are the requirements?
So this is more of it's a community engagement partner. So it's going to, they don't necessarily have to be a police officer. They could be a regional program or somebody who is going to help us coordinate events, planning events. So we haven't actually chose that person, but we're looking for.
So how, when do you expect that?
Well, the sooner the better, because you know, January's fast approaching. We'd like to have a calendar, you know, in order, hopefully by then, for the remainder of the 2024 year. And so hopefully soon.
So you have it posted or is it?
We'll post it within the department. Yeah, I think so.
Any other questions? Commissioner Marcus?
This is, it might have something, well, I was going to ask a question. Is the crime rate down because of, there's a lot of stores closing? Like Fried Chicken, Burger King, Captain J's. Is crime, is that because of crime? Or is that because of,
Well, I mean, I certainly can't. I would not think it would be from crime because statistically our stats are improving. And these companies have managed to be in business for years here with higher crime rates. So I wouldn't believe that would be the reason.
Just like foot traffic.
My,
Was that, well, foot traffic. Stores closed.
I don't believe so. I think sales were good from what I heard. To be honest with you, I think people were concerned about the water prices. In my personal opinion, I think people were concerned about that, but the outcomes were going to be, and they were uncertain. So some people jumped ship. So, okay, I believe so.
Let's stop there. Really, she's really have that purview to say what people do, right? So, the good part is that crime is down in the city and we're still moving, which means that you're actually doing a good job in the police department. And I'm gonna, finally have a comment, I'm gonna recognize Commissioner.
Yeah, if I can maybe help answer the question, because we do retail and we see this happening all over the state, really all over the country. A lot of businesses got what is known as the COVID bump. They got higher sales because of COVID. People had money from COVID, and even afterwards. Now that that's going down, that plus the higher interest rates is causing a bit of a squeeze on people's disposable income. So we see some stores closing, and it's not because maybe they're not doing sales, but now they also have higher costs of borrowing and interest rates. And so it's a combination of things, but I don't think that it is crime.
Yeah, like I said, we had higher crime rates in the past and they sustained during that period. And I haven't seen really any increase in violent crime in those areas where the business just closed. I really think it's somewhat coincidental that, two of the businesses were in close proximity to each other. But, I agree with Commissioner Pierce as well that, financially things are tough right now. So that could play a role, but I do not believe it's really crime.
You had any other questions for the chief? Publicly, chief, I just wanted to commend you since you've taken over. There's been a big push to do community policing, and I just want to say thank you for the things that you are instituting that haven't been instituted before. That's going to make Highland Park a world-class city, a police-friendly city where the police are engaged with the community, not in a totalitarian state. So I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. I think you're doing that to the best.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. All the men and women who work in our department appreciate that. And, I look forward to, a time when we're working hand in hand with the community and it makes our job so much easier, to be honest with you. If we're partnered with the community, it's kind of someone. So,
And ours too.
Yes. All right, we're going to move to the Highland Fire Department.
sure, I'll be quick and efficient.
This Friday is 2 o'clock. Graduating from the fire academy. He is in the top of the class. Top of the class. Our run totals for last month compared to the month prior to increase. Probably like 60% increase. Our Highlands, we pumped the entire city on the first round, and we're going to start our second round. Be sure like that. And fire 6 miles and last thing, so last night for us, we passed out bags and we won't put this from that's the important part, right? We know who's doing the work.
I need help.
It's okay, it's okay. Reese is part of that. You mentioned, we're up, you say 6 or 6? 6. And is that just this last part, or is that years ago?
we've had a lot of accidents.
So is it that we started to get the code amongst people who space either or other things, like their home?
Well, that hasn't got started yet.
Oh, this is just,
Careless cooks or burn trash.
so that's all. I guess, structural fires,
Structure fires.
Any questions for Chief? Commissioner Chief?
What are, you identified special type of incidents, what are some of those?
So the police department were to call us and they have
They ran out of candy.
there you go. They were to call us and say, that's not of the emergency. Actually, we are. Absolutely nothing.
That really goes to the citizens of Highland Park.
We're double time with it, the same routine round, opening or if you have.
I don't know, if there were patrols, but we did increase our manpower by 2 people. Other than that, I'm not really sure. And I think with the police department, they beefed up their manpower.
Yeah, we had, control units specifically assigned. So, for that was my as well as how.
Thank you, Chief. We have, we have anything? No, we just want to recognize our being here, okay? We're gonna move on to the Charter Affairs Director.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So since the last time we met, we've had 2 complaints. One of those complaints had to do with storage fees being total, being charged related to the so, we- so, and then the other complaint is the complaint which so that's why I consider you're making a lot of progress as we talk about that. We're completely switching our on software suite. And introduce circuits as we install here. Once that particular circuit is installed, everything else is set up. We have added locations on orders. And so they're going to be dual locations. So they're going to have both a license plate reading camera plus the blue light system installed. So those locations already have parts that are necessary. So those 2 locations, expect to see them in the next 30 days.
By next meeting, is it possible if you can just give us a report back to how many cameras we actually have in the city?
There are 114 cameras on the system.
How many properties is
I don't have. I have.
I don't know.
Yeah, we would press it.
That individual was obviously Sunday.
And the issue was she didn't know that he was cited, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, she just thought something was not being done, and it had actually been done. When it happened, she just wasn't aware of it, and I think we probably could explain that to her.
Yeah. Before she left, I think she was saying something. I think what she was looking for was him to be immediately arrested. and that's now, in that situation, it was different. And, I think we got handled appropriately in my opinion.
Any other questions? All right, we're saying, now let's move on to commission affairs, Commissioner Harris, you had some.
Well, first I wanted to ask, Director Lackey, is there any, public that are viewing this to tell us something?
He's doing that. That's one that they're coming on the blue button. Are significant source of some of our ones. So we actually stop phone partners with us. Help us monitor this one down. To reduce runs. So we're hoping that collaborative effort between the business owner and us, we reduce. Some of that.
Question, with the auto forfeitures and everything, are we planning any auctions, city auctions for that, those vehicles at all?
So all of those vehicles, we have a contract with, Choice Home. All of those are handled. Mostly businesses, and they advertise through the.
Can I know something again, sorry?
Choice Home.
Is there any way that we could maybe on the website, no?
Yeah, sure, we can ask.
We just get those 6 citizens, copies of those complaints.
It's 8 now.
Okay.
The red light, can you email those to the commission?
Yeah, I'll do it. So you can include some. Folks that I look at are on YouTube. That's fine.
Okay, we're saying no, probably from the public here, we're gonna move past that. Any closing remarks from anyone? Going once, going twice. All right.
Thank you, and to say thank you to everybody. You all are great and amazing job, so we can't say it enough, so we appreciate y'all.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys, helping us out.
Well, I got one problem, they didn't bring the little candy bags up. You know not to get the car, right? See, you don't tell them.
Talk about these guys and now each other, people are calling me talking about visibility, the, time that it takes to get there. Fire department, I did talk to somebody who could do there just like that. They're caring about what's going on. And so, it's not a reflection of me, it's just a reflection of good work. And I tell everybody, I stand behind these guys and women, and I would defend them to the community. So I appreciate you all too, because you're making my job easier. That's how it's supposed to run. Everything. And so, and thank you to the commission for doing an excellent job of what we all came together to say.
Thanksgiving for your one, I guess, out like the turkey or, things going out for holidays.
I just spoke to someone today about trying to get donations of turkey. Where I'm going to be getting some information back. you know, last year it was a little short and, it was hard to get. And then the city had so many different places doing it that they were talking about, you know, we've already donated here, we've already donated there. So I'm really looking and hoping that we can get that done, this year. Even if we don't do the turkeys, that we do boxes, but they can get turkeys, you know,
Here now, the police department, but.
with the fire.
Fire department.
Well, that's your house. We do both.
Okay. So I'm thinking that, you know, if we can get it going again, that's a great thing. Everybody that want to help out, if you know somebody who's donating those, again, we can go and start collecting the pack boxes. And from what I've heard in the community, a lot of people prefer to get the boxes for dinner than to get the turkeys because they know they can get turkeys anywhere. You know, a lot of turkeys are going, unused too or bad because nobody's picking them up. But you have a church here, church there, and about 5 other places giving them, which we are all grateful in our part because that means nobody has to go out and pay us high prices. And I appreciate that. I think that we should be adding to that or trying to add to that. So let's put our heads together and figure out what we can do.
I was gonna say, you know, in years past, I know when I first came on, I had to wait up and come out, you know, and that's when we started doing the turkeys at the fire department. Jimmy Sullivan, and they're retired now, so, you know, if you wake up, you kind of doing it like they used to. But Madam Mayor, how many boxes are you trying to get, to pass out? And approximately how much we do in donations if we can get some calls to get money from the city to do it?
Can I get with you on that?
Yes,
Because I mean, you know, the city comes out and out when it's, when they need to, just like, you know, they passed out 250. Yeah, they passed out 250 bags of their items. And they ran out of candy. But, you know, it's,
Our sons, we did go.
here we go. But it, you know, depending on how many and who.
Well, if you get back with me, I will.
I have a number for you.
Between me and Mike, we can make some phone calls so we can make that happen.
Yeah, I have a number for you before we go.
Well, we're seeing any other comments from anyone else? All right, can I get a?
You know what, I'm sorry. Well, here, I want to recognize, Officer Clayton. He's been with us for forever, and, he's a face you're gonna see if you come to this line. And he always greets everybody. He's super, you know, very courteous, and he's compassionate about trying to make people, you know, help people, you know, solve whatever problem they're having. So I hope is out of here, so I just want you guys to know that, you know, he's definitely the face of the Highland Park Police Department.
Thank you so much, Chief.
And I agree with you, so I want to do one better, because I definitely agree with you. I'm gonna give you a standing ovation. How about that?
He's our number one page too here in this department.
You can't give you tips. All right, it's good enough. Are you a public safety or your fire? Police, they totally separate. We used to be public safety, and I think the last person that we had on public safety was Officer Chief and Officer Jackson, and we put back to the police department, so we no longer have public safety, we're separate. And that's why. Because they are.
They can from the emergency management. when we have that.
They're split it up.
Before emergency management, it was police fire, then it became public safety under emergency management. And once that ended, it went back to,
And that was under our Black World, right?
well, we had about four.
And after that, I mean, I think when DeAndre was in office, we still had a few of them, but it wasn't, we were still separate, but we had 2 or 3 people that still get involved.
Chief Caldwell was on traffic.
Oh, we got a lot of takers right there.
Yeah. All right, so if there's any other questions, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:42? I get a second. All those in favor? Meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.